Now we are going to develop a how to reach application. It will look something like this. You can enter your destination here, and once you click the show path button, it will display a map showing the path, that is how you can reach from your current location to the specified destination. If you click this marker, you will see the address of your source and destination. Again, if you enter a nearby location, then the map will be automatically zoomed in or zoomed out to display your source and destination and the path completely. That is, you will be able to see the full path even if you enter a nearby location or a very far away location. Say I am entering a very far location here and show path. Then the size of the map will be adjusted to see the whole path. So we are going to create an application like this, which is named as how to reach. I have already created a basic HTML5 document and changed the title to how to reach. Now let me add the text box to enter the destination. Input type equals text, ID equals destination, and let me also add a button ID equals btn path show path. Let me add a line break here, br. Okay, now we have the input. Let us check how it appears. It is in localhost / how to reach. Okay, I haven't specified the title, destination, and you can enter the destination in the text box. Okay, next we need to have an area to display the map, isn't it? So let me add a div id equals map area. Let me also set the style equals width, say 600 px, and height 600 px. Okay, now we have the div area to display the map. Next, what we have to do, we can add the function name here itself on click find path. Okay, so inside the find path function, we can call our HTML5 geolocation method to find the current location. So let me add the script section here. Script type equals text or JavaScript, and here function find path. What we have to do, we need to check if the user's browser supports HTML5 geolocation or not. So navigator.geolocation, if we can call the method. I'm going to use the get current position method. So navigator dot geolocation dot get current position. We need to pass the on success, on error, callback functions, and then specify the different options like enable high accuracy, timeout, and maximum age. I am copying it from our previous application. Copy, paste, and let me end this. Else document dot get element by id. We can display our message inside map area dot inner HTML is equal to your browser does not support HTML5 geolocation. Now let me first copy this on error callback function first. It is here, that is the error handling part. I am copying it. Okay, me paste it over here after this function. Next, what we have to do, we need to write the on success callback function. So function on success. Now we need the latitude and longitude values of both source and the destination. So let me create an array of objects so that it becomes easy to get and set the latitude and longitude values of the source and destination. So let me name it as where points equals, it needs to be an array of objects. Okay. Now here on success we will get the points from the position object, and points of 0 dot lat is equal to position dot coords dot latitude, and points of 0 dot long is equal to position dot coords dot longitude. Now this points of 0 contains the latitude and longitude values of the current location, isn't it? Next we need to get the latitude and longitude values for the destination. How we can do that? We have already done it in the distance calculator application. If you remember it, we can get this address and pass it to the Geocoding API and get the required latitude and longitude values. So I am copying it here. Okay, let me copy so that we can make minor modifications. Here it is pasted, and instead of local address it should be, instead of address it should be the value entered by the user inside this destination text box. So instead of address I am going to make it document dot get element by id destination dot value dot replace. Now we can use the same thing, local address. Here this address will be passed to the Google's Geocoding API. Then we use the open and send methods. Then once the ready state equals 4 and status equals 200, we get the result. And here where should we save those latitude and longitude values? It should be inside points of 1.lat, isn't it? We are saving the values inside an array, points of 1.lat, and here it should not be declared, and here it should be points of 1.long. Okay, now we don't have to return this. Let me remove this line. Hope you understand this section. If you could not understand this code clearly, please complete the distance calculator app tutorial so that you will be able to understand how we have done this. We have collected the value entered inside the destination text box and replace all the spaces with plus sign, because the Geocoding API's address should be sent like that. Then we use the XML HTTP request to send the request to the Geocoding API server and to get the result. Once we get the JSON output, we use the eval method to convert this into a JavaScript object and then got the result from this JSON values, that is latitude and longitude values. Now we have the latitude and longitude of the source point, that is your current location, inside this points of 0 variable, and the latitude and longitude of the destination point inside the points of 1 variable. Now let us try to display those values just to make sure that we are getting it as we expect. Points of 0.lat, and let us display points of 1.long so that we can make it sure points of 1.long. Okay, let us try to do that. File, save, refresh. Let me enter a value, click the button. Okay, we are getting some values. We don't know whether it is the correct value or not. However, we are getting some values. Okay, so we are ready with the latitude and longitude of the source and destination. Next, what we have to do? We need to draw a map and also draw two markers, one for the source point and another for the destination point. Let us do that. Let me remove this line of code. And do you remember how we used to draw a map? First we need to specify the options, that is the map type and zoom level and all. So map options equals, for the time being, let us center our map around your current location. So center new google.maps.latlng. It should be passed as a latlng object if you remember. If you want, you can check the Google Maps API section which is already discussed. So here the current point is points of 0.lat, comma, points of 0.long. Then we need to specify the zoom level. Let it be 10 for the time being. We are going to adjust the zoom level to include both the source and destination points, how far or near the points are. Then we need to specify the map type ID. Map type ID, it should be google.maps.maptypeid dot, let the map type be road map. Okay, now we have specified all the options. Next, what we need to do? We have to add the map actually, where map is equal to new google.maps.map, then document.getElementById. We need to display the map inside the map area, then comma map options. This should actually display the map, isn't it? So let us check it. File, save, refresh, and let me enter an address, show path. Okay, we are not getting any output. There is some mistake. Center google.maps.latlng, it is a current point. Zoom 10, map type ID, Google Maps, map type ID road map. Then we have specified the map area and map options, but we are not getting the map. Why? Okay, we haven't added the script for the map. Actually, we need to add this script, maps.googleapi.com/map/api/js sensor equals true. If you expect to have heavy traffic to your website, you should get a key from the Google. You can use your Google account to get the key for this Google Maps API, and you should add it also here. But as this is for testing purpose, we are not expecting heavy traffic, and so we have specified this script as it is. Okay, so don't forget to add this script, that is the Google Maps API script, at the beginning. Now let us check it. Refresh. Okay, now we are getting the map. We are not able to see the source and destination points because we have not written the code. to add the markers. So next we are going to add the markers for the source and destination points. Now we are going to add the markers for the source and destination points. How will we add the markers? We have already discussed it in the Google Maps API section, where we need to add two markers. So let us use the points array. So for where I equals 0, I less than points dot length, I plus plus, we need to write the code here, isn't it? So where marker is equal to new google dot maps dot marker, M should be capital. We need to pass the position. So here position should be passed as a lat.lng object. So new google dot maps dot lat.lng, it is points of I dot lat and points of I dot long. This will be the lat.lng object for the particular position. And next we need to specify the map. The name of our map is map itself. So map is map. Okay. Now let us check whether we are getting the markers. Refresh. Let me specify a location. Show path. It is now displaying both the source and destination points. Let me specify a far away location. So now we are only able to see the source point at this zoom level. Suppose I reduce this zoom level, we are able to see the destination as well. So it is not good that you expect the user to zoom in and zoom out to see the source and destination points. We will also draw a path between these points. So here the user needs to adjust the zoom level to see both the points. So we are going to delete from our code. How we can do that? We can use a lat.lng bounds object to adjust the zoom level based on the source and destination points. For that, let me create a lat.lng bounds object where lat.lng bounds is equal to new google dot maps dot lat.lng bounds. Okay. Next, inside this loop, what we have to do is we have to use the extend method of the lat.lng bounds object to add all our locations, that is marker dot position. This will add all the locations to our lat.lng bounds object. And finally what we have to do is we have to use our maps fit bounds method and pass our lat.lng bounds object as its parameter. So what we have done is we have created a lat.lng bounds object. Then inside the loop we have used the extend method to add all our locations to the lat.lng bounds object and use the maps fit bounds method to zoom in or zoom out based on these positions or the locations we have added. So let us save this file. Save and refresh. Let me first add a nearby location. Show path. See, both these locations are now included and the zoom level is a higher value because previously when we entered this value, these 2 points were shown very close to each other, if you remember. That is, I will show you. Let me just remove this code or comment it, and after that we will see how it is appearing. I am copying this same value. See, now these 2 points are at this level. It is because that the zoom level, the zoom value is a higher value. Now let me refresh and paste the same value and show path. See, the 2 points are now shown very close to each other because the zoom level we have set is 10. When we remove this comment, it means that the zoom level is automatically adjusted based on the source and destination values. See, both the points are visible. Now when we entered this location before, we were not able to see the destination. We could only see the source. Now you are able to see both the source as well as the destination. Suppose I enter far location. Even then you will be able to see both the source and destination. Here you could see that this is a less detailed map. That is, the zoom level or the zoom value is less compared to the nearby location's zoom value. So here it is a more detailed map. What we have done, we have written the code to adjust the zoom level automatically based on the source and destination points. Okay, now we have the source and destination points and markers at both those points. Next we need to draw, that is, we are going to draw the actual path, that is the actual route to reach from the source to the destination. We are going to use Google's directions service for that purpose. We will see it in the next video. This is Google's directions service. You can use directions service to calculate the directions from one place to another. You can send request where you have to specify the origin and destination as lat/lng objects, and also the travel mode you need to specify. We assume that we travel by a vehicle, that is by driving. So based on these values you will get the directions as the response, which you can use to draw the path. So let us do that. Let us do it as a separate function. So here let me call a function draw path. Okay, let me write the function draw path. Okay, we have already seen it is a directions service. Directions service. So we need to create an object of directions service to use it. So let us do that. Where directions service is equal to new google.maps.directions service. This will create an object of the directions service. So first we need to create the request. As we saw here, we have to specify at least origin, destination and travel mode. So let me add the code like this, where directions or request is equal to, within this we need origin. Which is the origin? That is our current location. It should be passed as a lat/lng object. So new google.maps.lat/lng and within brackets points of 0.lat and points of 0.long. It is the origin. Then we need to pass the destination. It is also should be passed like a lat/lng object. So new google.maps.lat/lng. It is points of 1.lat and long. Points of 1.lat and points of 1.long. Then we have to pass the travel mode. Comma is after the brackets. Travel mode. It is google.maps.directions travel mode.driving. we assume that we go by drive. In fact, you can also set values like bicycling, transit and walking if you want. Here I am specifying the value as driving. Now the request is ready. Next we need to send the request. It is using route method. So directions service dot route. First parameter is our request. Then we need to write the function that will process our response. We will get response and status along with this function. This is an anonymous function. So function, we will get the response and status, response comma status, and within brackets, how will we check whether the result is ready? It is using the value of status. If status equals Google dot maps dot directions status dot OK. If it is OK, it means that the result is ready. Then we can write the code here. What we have to do? Now we can render our path. So Google dot maps dot directions renderer, and we need to specify our parameters. We have to specify the name of the map, that is map, this map itself. Then we can specify how to draw our line. It is using polyline option. Let us create an object named poly. We will do it right now. Then we also have to specify the directions. It is using the, it is available from the response. Okay. Now we have to create this poly object. Let me create it, where poly is equal to, we have already seen in the Google Maps API section how to draw a polyline. So here new Google dot maps dot polyline. You can set the stroke color and stroke weight here. So within curly braces, stroke color, let it be red. So hash FF0000, and also stroke weight, let the value be 4. Okay. Now let us check whether we are getting it. Refresh. Click show path. Okay, we are not getting any line between these two points. Why? Let us check the code. Okay, this map we have actually defined here, isn't it? It is having a local scope. So let us define it with global scope. So here, where map. And here we have called the draw path function. Okay. Now let us check it now. Even now we are not getting the line between these two points. Let us check the code. Okay, let me check it. Directions, service, D and S should be capitals. Polyline, P needs to be capital. Stroke color, stroke weight, lat LNG. Okay, here instead of polyline, it should be polyline options. That is the name of the parameter. Okay, here instead of points, I have written only point. That is a silly mistake I have made. So let us save, refresh, and let me enter a location. Show path. Okay, I am getting the path now. And let me specify another location. Show path. I'm getting this will be the shortest path to the destination. Okay, I'm seeing the location details as well. So what we have done here, we have used the directions service which is offered by Google, and we pass the origin, destination and also the travel mode. Origin and destination as lat.lng objects and travel mode as driving, and then we send the request using the route method. We send the request and process the response using an anonymous function. When the status value is OK, it means that the response is ready. Then we set the map to the map value and polyline options, setting the stroke color and its width, and we got the directions from the response. Thus, we draw the path from a source to a destination, and with the fit bounds and lat.lng bounds object, we have zoomed the map according to the source and destination points. So if you zoom in, you could get a more detailed map showing the exact path. You can zoom in to the maximum possible level. Okay, this shows how you can reach from a source point to the destination. Thus we have completed our how to reach application.